How y'all doing? This Film Picasso here on the OnSight podcast. Pleasure to be here. Film Picasso, that's my, it's weird because Film Picasso, that's my filmmaker. King Casso, that's the artist.
That's the artist, yeah.
I would have just did Casso, but I couldn't get Casso on all streaming platforms, so I had to put the. Yeah, I would have did whatever. It could have been Big Casso, but I'm like, let me just put the King Casso.
Nah, that's perfect though.
Yeah.
And you already into the interview, so what's the meaning behind the Casso? Like that's always the first question we ask. What's the meaning behind the name?
That's a good question. So as far as Film Picasso, I started off when I finished 8th grade. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I had an opportunity to do a program where they would pay me to do photography. And I'm just like, what? I get paid to mess with a camera? So I didn't know anything about a camera. And, with that program, it was a partnership between a few nonprofit organizations and the Philadelphia Museum of Art. So, being in the Philadelphia Museum of Art, they had us going on a lot of tours, and they also wanted us to connect, some of the artwork with our personal lives.
Right.
And starting up that way, being in the art museum, being a filmmaker, I'm like, a lot of my videos and films was, I don't want to compare it to Picasso, but I felt like you can look at a Picasso painting and say like, why did he do this? You might not understand the cubism, and I felt like with my work, you might not understand why I do certain things, but it's just a way for me to express myself. So right. I'm the Film Picasso. So that's why I put that together. Nice.
I love it when it's a deep answer. Somebody just be like, yo, somebody called me this. This was a nickname, but nah, it's actual meaning. To me, that plays into the art. Like everybody, art is one of the most subjective things on the planet. So everybody will look at it and have a different perspective of it. So no, that's big. That's big.
No, for sure. And Picasso, he one of the GOATs, right? But why is he the GOAT? Do we look at his artwork and say, he is better than a Monet or a Cy Twombly, even though Cy Twombly, his artwork is a bunch of scribble. If you ever saw those massive paintings with the scribble worth millions of dollars, somebody might say he's the GOAT. But I definitely looked at one of the top artists in that period, with Cubism, and I said, yeah, that's I'll take that name. I like it though, Picasso.
Dope. Okay.
Absolutely.
And then you just alluded to my next question. So you are not from North Carolina originally. You are from the Philadelphia area.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Philly.
I'm from North Philly, Blumberg Projects, Norman Blumberg Projects. That's off 23rd and Oxford. That's why I named my production company 2/3 Films. And a lot of people probably didn't understand like why 2/3. It doesn't make sense. But for me, it was kind of like, at first it was called Reese. Was it Reese 2/3 Productions or Reese Productions? But I felt like me calling it 2/3. I'm representing where I'm from, but it's also no matter where you're from, you can achieve anything you want. I'm somebody from the neighborhood that went to college, somebody from the neighborhood that did some things that a lot of us didn't do, becoming a teacher, becoming a professor, accomplishing certain things. So you say 2/3, what is 2/3? I can tell you that's where I'm from, and then you can look at what I've achieved. You can say, oh wow, I wouldn't even think you're from this area or this neighborhood.
Right.
So it's really just representing and showing the people like you can do whatever you want. The sky's the limit. I really believe that. So
dope. Okay.
Welcome to Sense by Yaya, where dreams take shape in wax. Crafted by our young aviator, each candle tells a story. Made with 100% soy wax and infused with pure essential oils. Sense by Yaya invites you to elevate your space, one fragrance at a time. Visit us at sensebyaya.com to explore our heavenly scents and discover custom designs that light up your world.
So I guess my follow-up would be, how did you end up in small, humble beginnings of Sanford?
Sanford is super random, man. Honestly, North Carolina is random, but it's not too random. So my grandma has a lot of brothers and sisters. Now, they're from North Carolina. So my grandma, father, mother, North Carolina.
Got you.
My grandma was the only sibling that her dad took her to Philly. So she was the only one. Took her to Philly, then everybody else followed, afterwards. On my grandpa's side of the family, they're from North Carolina as well. Something called like something Rock. I don't know this.
Raven Rock?
Not Raven.
No, Raven Rock is the park.
Not Little Rock, but it's something Rock. They're from North Carolina. I'm like, what? And I've been talking to my family about this. That side is from North Carolina. That side is from North Carolina. We all ended up in Philly. My grandpa and grandma met each other. But so it's not too random, but the reason I came down here, I got an 11-year-old son.
Okay.
Yep, I had him when I was finishing up college, and at some point early on, around when he was 1 or 2, his mom took him to Fayetteville. So they've been in Fayetteville for a few years.
Military town.
Yeah, you know, so she had her reasons for being down there. So, you know, I would just make the, you know, boom, boom, I'm down here, I'm up here. But I always look for job opportunities in North Carolina because, you know, one, you know, Philly is a beautiful, it's a great city, high market, a lot of money up there, but it's a lot going on.
Right.
And, you know, there's a lot of people say, man, I want to get out of Philly one day. I want to get out of Philly. And yeah, I got out of Philly with college. The last 3 years before I moved down here, I was living in South Jersey.
Okay.
And I was in the suburbs. It was nice, about a half hour from the city. I can get to downtown Philly about, I'd say 20 to 30 minutes. But it was still kind of close. And I feel like being down here is more of a peace of mind. I feel better down here, you know, more land.
True indeed.
Number one reason my son is down here, I need to be close to him. I'd rather be an hour away, a half hour away versus 6.5 or 7 hours.
I feel that.
Yeah, the main reason I'm down here is for my son. But also, you know, I love Philly, but I'm not that much in love with it that I don't want to leave. And understanding, like, there's a lot going on. You know, I feel better. A lot of people, you know, a lot of friends and family, they would love to be here. And it's not like it's mixy down here as well. Right. Like, I know a spot. I know, you know what I mean? I don't want to be associated with it because I've done a lot of music videos, and we can talk about that later. I did a lot of music videos with people all over the city. You know what I mean? So the drill, the laid back, the backpacks. So I do acknowledge that is rough areas down here too. But overall, way different climate. You know, it's just like night and day kind of, you know, look at the numbers. But yeah, so I'm down here. I'm happy. I feel comfortable. I know I won't be down here too long, honestly, unless I you know, I hit like some type of a super lick where it's like, I'm on, or I really established something and I got some, you know, major motion going, I would, you know, go elsewhere, Cali, Colorado. But I think this is just like a stepping stone, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I actually have a similar story. Although I'm born and raised from basically the Sanford area, I had to travel outside of North Carolina in order for me to really establish myself as well. So I spent a couple years up in New Hampshire.
I was about to ask you, did you leave?
Absolutely.
So how was New Hampshire? New Hampshire is like
cold, but it was definitely a learning experience. I met a lot of good people that actually pushed me back into creative arts, pushed me into filmmaking. So I actually went up there for a job opportunity. I was a housekeeping manager, I was making bread, honestly.
Not just a housekeeper, you went straight to the manager.
I started out as a housekeeper, and I worked my way up into management, right? But when I got to New Hampshire, like, the opportunities were exponential, right? But it was really, what I noticed was when they introduced me to the college, they didn't introduce me as, okay, Trail is the housekeeping or the assistant director of housekeeping. They was like, he has a bachelor's degree in digital cinematography from Full Sail. And that really stuck with me. Like, why would they say that instead of everything else? And then as I started networking with the film professors, one of them watched one of the films on my YouTube and really just looked at me like, dude, why are you here? Like, you good at housekeeping, but really, why are you here? You should be doing that.
That's why they introduced you as that first, because, you know, I can be a full-time teacher and pick up a part-time job at Walmart. Right. I can be a semester doing 3 different classes per semester, and I still might pick up this job doing that. And they'll wonder, with your background, your credentials, why are you doing this? I mean, I want more money. You know what I mean? Right. Like, but yeah, I think that's why they did that, though. It makes sense. He's not just that. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people, they want to differentiate, like, hey, this guy has this experience. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, I get that.
Absolutely,
that's
absolutely.
What's up. New Hampshire, though, that's
cold.
That's a random spot.
Cold. It was snow on the ground for 7 months out the year.
Oh, nah.
You definitely had to get used to it. Definitely had to get used to it. On my interview, I remember that was like one of the primary questions.
Are you cool with the cold?
That's exactly what they said. How do you handle the cold? And I'm like, of course, you're going to give me 60, 70 bands. I'm like, yeah, I can manage it. Until you're up here in it for 3 months, and then it's like, yo, it's cold.
Now, if the price is right, I could deal with it for a little bit.
That's exactly what it was.
That's funny.
But, you know, you move the whole family up there, and then the wife starts. She's like, we can't do this. We can do it for a little while.
We're gonna head back
good right now, but we have to go back home. So
while you were up there, though, were you like constantly looking and tapping into the market in here to see what other opportunities?
What was crazy is I won't say all of my clients, but I had a few clients that actually believed in me as a music video director, and they would fly me back and forth. I was back in North Carolina like every month.
That's what's up.
So it was never really like I fully connected with New Hampshire because my roots were still here, and they was, we need you to shoot this video. You come back and do this play or something. So I was always, and I never established any clients in New Hampshire. So it was really, if you really gonna step out on faith and go and be a creative, you got to move back home. Yeah, no, you know, it's funny because around, people are cheap. True
people
indeed.
Are cheap now,
especially in this area. We'll go ahead and put that out there.
People, but Philly too, man. Could I get a $50? I can't even drive down the street for $50.
Right,
you know,
right,
but you know, one of the nonprofits I was a part of when I was younger, they ended up being a production company. You know, shout out to Big Picture Alliance. They do great work. I feel like they always had my back, showed me love. My internship in college was with the Art Museum and Big Picture Alliance, two people that got me started.
Nice.
So Big Picture they got into, productions, contracted work. And, you know, and working with them on these contracted gigs and then looking back at, like, a lot of the artists I was working with, it's like, bro, I can't continue to go about my business this way when I got to look at how things should really go. Now, you know, I got the website. I created a price package so people can look at different things. But, you know, I feel like an average artist that's just trying to hustle. And I get it now that I'm an artist. Like, you know, sometimes you don't have the funds to get a video. I can shoot my own videos. And that's like everything you saw, I set the camera up and put it in somebody's hand. You know, but once you get a look at how business should go, you don't really want to do it, you know, just the traditional way. Just, hey, I got a couple of bucks. Can you come and shoot? So, you know, I really definitely kind of fell out of love with that, you know. And some people did fly, like when the pandemic was happening, people had money, man. I shot 87 music videos.
Oh, nice.
I shot 87 music videos in 2020. And that was the same year that I resigned from the school district in Philly. I said, you know what? I'm 28, 27. I need to enjoy the rest of my 20s because I've been in education my entire 20s. And it's like, I had fun. I turn up and, you know, do whatever with my friends. But I feel like I'm always in teacher role. So I carry myself a certain way. And I felt like, you know, being in that role, I wasn't fully enjoying my 20s. So I said, you know what, let me resign. Let me just, you know, go all in on my company, my business, and see what I can do. I got 87 videos done. I traveled a couple places. I shot my first video off of Puerto Rico was U.S. soil, but I shot my first video on an island. Then I, you know, a couple Cali videos. I ain't shooting Vegas, but shot a couple videos in Cali, shot something in Puerto Rico along, you know, in that 87 number. So that was cool. You know, some pretty good stuff. I mean, I got a bunch of videos out the country now, so we lit, you know what I mean?
That's dope. So you just mentioned, so we gonna go ahead and tap into the music. So King Casso, and I think I saw the video that you're talking about in Puerto Rico. That was the Vacation joint?
You know what, so shout out to Vacation. I got one shot in Vacation that I shot in Puerto Rico, and that was something I did with a friend. I was actually, he's a truck driver now.
Okay.
He drove down to North Carolina, we chopped it up. He's trying to shoot a video in Colombia. Vacation.
Nice.
I took that one clip. It was a drone shot. I was getting a drone shot of him. He got a song. His name Jay Gipp. He got a song called Bob Like That. That's probably one of my best videos. Oh my God, I love that. I get hyped when I watch it. So I took one shot from Puerto Rico. I shot my performance scene. This place called Bora Bora Island in Colombia.
Okay.
I was in Cartagena, Colombia, but I went to Bora Bora Island for the performance scene. But you got some DR in there, some Dominican Republic in there. You got some Cuba. I got a shot in Cuba. And some Vegas, some Philly, Chinatown, some Miami. So Vacation was just like a mashup of a bunch of me being on vacation. Yeah.
Dope.
That was a bunch of clips that I put together. And it was hard, man. It's hard shooting your own music videos. Now, like I get busy with the camera. I can't necessarily give myself a bop like that like I did for my guy Jay Gipp. Like his video was master, like it was masterfully done. And you know, when I set the camera up and I ask somebody to hold it and I do my performance, it's really difficult for me to tell them to move a certain way. Like they don't have those natural movements. So it is tough, but for Vacation, shot that multiple islands.
You wearing two hats at the same time. So I definitely understand that. Like you're in the creative space, but you're also, you know what you want out of that shot. And bro, I've been there so many times, you ain't even gotta explain it.
Yeah, no, it's really difficult. And you know, sometimes you're disappointed. Like even with my last video, well, not me, because I want my cousin to think I'm tough. Like you sometimes you can be disappointed when you look at a shot and you feel like, yeah, that was it. And then you look, it's like, okay, this is how the shot, or this is that. And if I felt like if the artists I was working with, if they ever got a chance to see like all the raw footage, I know sometimes they say, let me see the camera. But if they get to the editing board and they feel like they did all this, did their little dance, and you should have a wide shot, but everything is a close up.
Right.
They might be like, dang, I thought you was getting this. So you really got to have that skill to pull what you want from the clips when you don't film everything. You know what I mean? So it's tough. And then the Find a Way video, I have 3 music videos now. I shot another one in New York last week, but Find a Way, I shot all of that in that was Punta Cana, DR. So I shot all that, nice. And that was another tough one. But and a funny story about that. I'm driving with a driver. I'm saying, hey man, I'm trying to get certain shots just being out. I get me a driver. I said, hey, see if the driver can just record a couple shots for me, but just take me to certain locations. He said, yo, you need a girl for the video? And I'm thinking like, I mean, I do, because a lot of people say, yo, man, you should have had a girl on vacation. I'm like, well, I mean, it was girls in it. You just got to watch. Like, it's girls in the video, right. But they weren't necessarily with me when the performance scene. He said, yeah, I got a girl for you, Bonita. That's what he did. Yeah, Bonita. I'm like, all right, let me see. He showed me a video of a girl twerking, and I'm just like, well, that's not the video that I'm going for. I'm in education, so that's not what I'm about to show to people, because right. I'm not making music and videos for the youth. But they got YouTube, they got social media. They might see it, so I'm not trying to put that image out there. You're not going to see me with any drugs, any guns, nothing explicit. You're not about to see no twerk contests and nothing. I'm not about to do anything crazy when I do my music, and that's not even how I live anyway. You know what I mean? So right. Like, of course, sometimes people might cuss and slip up in music, but I don't. You know what I mean? So I want my music to be clean, and I'm doing that on purpose.
You absolutely just answered my next question, because that was one of the things that I heavily picked up on when I was researching and watching your videos. Like, I don't think my guy is Will Smith per se. Like, right. I heard the drill record that you did. I see you. I feel the swag. I hear the bars. Yeah. But I didn't hear you curse, and I was like, that's different. That's not what I guess the tradition. I won't say traditional. That's not what the mainstream media is necessarily looking for. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, they want what they want. You know what I mean? And I tell people, even doing songs with people, it's tough. I can say, hey, don't cuss on this. And a couple people, they say, all right, cool, I got you. They try to adjust some things, but still, it is tough trying to dictate like how another artist can spit. And I'll say, like, from all the artists from my neighborhood, from Blumberg, I don't know that many that's putting out music when they just make sure they don't cuss. They gonna say, something. Right. So that's, I do that on purpose. And I'm very careful about how I put that out. Even with the music video, the Find a Way one, when I did have the lady, she helped me out being a model. She was just vibing to it and dancing to it. And if she did too much, I just made sure I cut it out. I just get right to that point, cut it. You know what I mean? So I don't want anybody to say, hey, Mr. Powell did this, Right. So you can't see that. If you have a problem with my music or my music videos, even the last clip, you see me dancing with some of my youngins from New York and a couple of people from Runaway. If you got a problem with that, knowing that you don't hear me cussing, seeing any guns, any drugs, anything crazy, then you probably you're one of those people. It's like, it's a group of Black people there, so
absolutely.
If you got a problem with that, it might be a different issue that we need to address.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to make sure that I keep it clean, but definitely not a Will Smith or Chance the Rapper. Like, I know how I am. It's kind of like, if you know me, you'll know that I'm a thorough guy, but you don't gotta promote a bunch of nonsense to be a thorough person. And even with me creating music videos, it got to a point where Philly hit like 500 and about 550 murders in 1 year. Whoa. Yeah, it was bad. I lost plenty of friends and family members. I got a short film called House Arrest. I wrote that story about my uncle, raised like my brother. He got killed in 2016. So fast forward, it's heavy loss. But fast forward to 2020, when I really looked at what was happening in the city, and I'm looking at all my videos, I'm just in a moment. Like, I'm making money, I'm having fun, I like some of this music. And then when I really sat down and thought about it, I'm like, I'm doing a lot. I'm promoting a lot of drill records, because not only am I, directing, filming, and editing, putting it out, like, I'm promoting it. I'm putting it on my socials. I'm bigging them up. And it's just like, it's a lot of drill stuff. And they're talking about stuff that's actually really happening in the streets. A lot of times, like, you hear this song, that's really translating to what's happening. And I'm like, as a educator and somebody, that care about his community, I'm talking to the youth all the time. Hey, hey, you shouldn't do this. You might want to go about things this way. Maybe you should second guess doing that. I felt like a hypocrite. So I had to say, you know what? I got to stop doing these drill records. And then it got to a point where, I just felt like it was so many negative, requests for music videos coming in that I'm like, I'm good. I don't even like doing this anymore. I'm not saying I won't do it because I do love music and I want to create a thriller one day, but I'm not going to be the person that's constantly promoting, the stereotypes, the negativity, and, just promoting poison. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like it's good. Some of the music is good. The beats are good. And some of these young brothers, is young sisters too doing their thing, but mainly the guys, they're really talented. And I feel like if they didn't tap into the drill genre, a lot of them wouldn't be in jail or, wouldn't have lost their lives. So yeah, that was a big thing for me.
I cannot disagree with that at all, sir. Thank you for that perspective.
Absolutely.
And how long have you been in the Sanford area? Have you tapped in with the music scene here? Because it's pretty big.
I didn't know. All I know about Sanford is what I get from the students. I don't know that many people in North Carolina, to be honest. A lot of my people up north, they say, hey, did you tap in with these people? Did you tap in with that? Did you find out who got this? Did you find out who do that? And I'm just like, to be honest, I'm not interested. I live in Apex.
Got you.
And, I'm comfortable. I don't know anybody. I just do my thing and I go home and go to sleep. And I felt like if I started tapping in with the artists and the music scene, it would take me back down that little rabbit hole
direction.
of,
Yep.
I'm like, I'm good. What I'll do down here, I'll make my music and I might bump into some people along the lines. And if their music fits kind of what, and again, you don't have to be no Will Smith or Chance or like a Kirk Franklin or something for me to do a music video for you. But I have to know that you're not, pushing a certain narrative, that you're not, I don't want to say associating with the wrong people, but I just don't want to get mixed up in that while I'm down here. Because for all that, I might as well go to somebody from around the way and shoot their drill video if I'm going to do that. So I've been kind of careful about tapping in with the scene down here, but I do feel like if I did, I'll foot on next because I'm really good at what I do. Hopefully you saw enough.
No, I don't disagree with you at all, and I'm in the same space as you, and I think that's really like, for me, it might have been, it wasn't a might, it was a godsend. So let me tell the story of how I actually discovered you, right? Because I'm on my way. I can't remember where I'm going, but I just get into the city and downtown Sanford, I see a group of kids walking with camera equipment. And so you speaking my language.
Yeah.
First thing that pops in my brain is, I'm always looking for interns. I'm always looking for people to network with. I got some young bulls that I'm working with now.
That's good stuff.
I'm a production manager at a church in the area.
Okay.
I got a bunch of teenagers on my staff, so I'm trying to build them up to start their own things. So when I see these kids, I'm like, I got to spin the block and find out what they got going on.
Yeah.
So I whip it around. They're looking at one of the murals downtown. And then as soon as I pull up on them, you come out and you're like, hey, how you doing? So it was like again, I think that was a godsend. So exactly what was that project? What were y'all filming that day? If you don't mind
definitely. But it's funny, I was in teacher mode when you pulled up.
Yeah.
And we didn't know if we were on your property or not. So, I gotta, hey, how's what's going on? So,
yeah.
And it was funny because he was like, I was like, hey, you should, you like, I forgot what you said. You said, I said something and he was like, am I something? I'm like, oh, what's going on? But he was like, no, you pulled the car. I'm like, oh,
yeah, bro, I'm trying to
that
network.
don't happen. That don't happen every day. But that project was a project about the murals in Sanford. So I want to say like the historic. It's more so about the historic relevance of those murals in Sanford. And we talked about the mural trail. I got a student, and one of the students, he's from Sanford. He said, he just for some reason I just found out that he loved NASCAR. He's a NASCAR enthusiast. Okay. So he said, we got a mural down in Sanford of Herb Thomas. I don't know if he said, you ever see the movie Cars? Well, the person, Doc, he's based off somebody from Sanford, Herb Thomas. I'm like, what?
So you just educated me.
Yeah, I didn't know. So Herb Thomas from Sanford. So I'm like, what? Where? He pulled it up on his phone, said, right there. I took a picture of it, or I think I just typed in the address on my lunch break. I went down to the Herb Thomas mural. I'm all hyped. I'm like, oh, this is that. And, I'd say, I saw it. He said, yeah, there's more. McDuffie, this, that. And I'm like, wait. it's a bunch of murals down here. Now I love mural. I'm from Philly. We got murals all over the place. We got a mural arts program. Students can get paid to paint murals. So I did a little, I did my little research, and I'm like, yo. And this was a news class, by the way. This is a school news class. So that's the class he was in. He's in the school news class in my Adobe. I got another Adobe design class where they get certified. Actually certified. The students did. I want to say about 65% of them got certified. So they got their Adobe some certifications.
Nice.
So they're certified. So now they can go to a job interview. Hey, this is on my resume.
Right.
So yeah, I told the class that, what I discovered, and I said, hey, would y'all like to do a documentary about the murals of Sanford? And we did a lot of research. We reached out to the public arts liaison of Sanford. She came down to do an interview with us, and the rest is history. We went out, we got an outline, a production schedule, and everything. And we went and filmed. So when you saw us, we were just about to go to lunch break, filming. Who's that? The Wicker. I forgot the two gentlemen names, but they're significant in the Sanford area, and they're two African Americans. So salute to them and their families. But yeah, so
I think that's W.B. Wicker.
W.B. Wicker.
It might be. I think he might been the founder of the school or somebody that I think it's a STEM school now.
One guy
used to be a high school.
Yeah, one guy is a principal and the other was the architect.
Okay.
Yeah, one guy principal, the other guy's an architect. So yeah.
See, I need to learn the history of my own city. I'm born and raised here, and I didn't know that.
I learned a few things about Sanford from the murals. Sometimes I get weirded out about history. You show me a date past a certain time, and I'm just scratching my head thinking about, hardships of certain races.
Right.
And I really wanted to dig and do my research about it because we're in Lee County. Lee County is named after Robert E. Lee.
Robert E. Lee, yes, sir.
If you go to the courthouse in Sanford,
you see the statue.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. So that it bothered me a little bit, but I try to be reasonable, man. I try to be, I try to think rationally as far as I don't want to. I guess I don't want to. What's the word I want to say? I don't want to get too upset about our history and about certain public figures.
Right.
One teacher might say Robert E. Lee was a great general. Another person might say this general was trying to make sure that slavery never ended. So
right.
It's up to you what side you lean on. I mean, I heard he was a good general, but I'm looking at it like if you would have won your war, then slavery probably would have lasted a lot longer,
Right.
In my zone. Feel it still in my spirit, I've been on my own. Still just living my legend till my day's gone. Still been feeling grateful just for making it home. Giving me grace, feelings of God, let's give him some love. Giving me space, hold the applause, just give me a hug. If I said that I would catch you, would you fall for me? If you ain't heard from me lately, would you call for me? I'm in this ride like wow, I really came from nothing. I remember days, it was pain and suffering. Making it to brighter days was my main discussion. Now I'm making music daily and they saying they
You're a film guy, you're a music guy,
and
this is an urban cultured podcast. So we always play this game called Who You Got, which is basically this or that, right? So we throw out two artists without you thinking about it too much. You just give us the artist that you feel or the artist that you would pick.
Okay.
Right, so, and I did not write any artists down, and I have a bad habit of not doing that.
Okay.
Because I'm the same way. I'm very selective about the music that I actually listen to. So the stuff that they play on the radio, I really can't get with. But
it's a little different. I got a mixed taste. I got a random, like my search history on Apple Music it gets weird sometimes.
No, it doesn't get weird. That's your flavor. You're not promoting who the industry is telling us we should be listening to, and that's the way I look at it. Like my playlist is probably the same way.
But this one right here is more a hip hop centered. But I know for a fact that like 2 weeks ago you might have saw Eliza Doolittle. You might have saw like Eliza Doolittle, but right now I got King Casso, me. Somebody named Lil Meat.
Lil Meat, that's an interesting name. Okay.
It's an interesting name, but he got some music. It's aggressive. Some drill stuff. Then you got Bad Biddy by JP, Capella Gray, Uncle Luke, Flaw J from LSU.
Yep.
Lil Yachty, Jay Gibb, the one I was telling you about, Mike Knox, because his situation he just had with one of the Meek Mill artists. I don't know if you heard about that. Look up Mike.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
No disrespect to Mike Knox. Lil Brand, Mike Jones, Young Nudie, Big L, Shiz Nitty, Lord Finesse, Blum Bros, Drake, Don Toliver, and 21 Savage artist Lil Hurl.
Oh no, yeah, you definitely eclectic. I don't even want to play the game no more.
Yeah, well,
your list is just eclectic now, because I'm gonna throw out like the industry names that you know. But
what you got, though? I'm curious. What you got?
So females, who you got? Would you Glorilla, Cardi B, or Rhapsody?
Cardi.
You would really go Cardi? See, I'm big on rap, because I feel like rap can out-rap most of the dudes that's on the radio.
Yeah,
right
and
now.
that's accurate. That's accurate. I would be a liar if I told you that I listen to Rhapsody, but I do acknowledge. I hear what the industry heads say. I know what the real hip hop heads say. Like, I know Rhapsody is a better rapper. Rhapsody. I don't want to say Rhapsody is a better artist, because if Rhapsody was a better artist, her name would be bigger than Cardi and Glow. But Rhapsody is definitely a better MC, better lyricist.
Absolutely.
And we know Cardi don't necessarily write all her raps, and Glow just, got that down south, got south swag. But I just love me some Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? And Cardi B first album was so good. One of my coworkers back when I was in Philly was like, yo, Cardi B album is like that. I would say traditionally, men, we don't necessarily listen to female rap. Back in the day we didn't. But now, it's different. I might throw on some Sexy Red. I might throw, like, Cardi B. Me listening to Cardi B album from top to bottom made me reevaluate not listening to female rappers. Also, was it, Lauryn Hill. But Lauryn Hill was different, though.
Lauryn's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Lauryn's the GOAT. How do you feel about Lauryn getting the, what was it, Apple Music plays Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, the #1 album of all time?
No. I just listened to Lauryn Hill album again a few weeks ago, and
you don't think that's the #1 joint?
Nah, I don't think so. That album is great. It's beautiful. Like it's feel good music. It's like the standard of what a true hip hop album. I mean, she had a lot of hip hop and R&B, but that's like a standard of what these albums should sound like. But every track on there for me wasn't a slap. Like, some people say there's no skippables, and then when I listen to it, I'm like, no, there are. There's some skips on there. I
ain't gonna front. I had one. I don't remember the name of the record, but I did have one that I just...
It was like 3 or 4 for me, and I'm still a little shaky on did she write everything, the credit thing? So I don't want to question Lauryn Hill pen, but I like to do my research to see, like, did you get over on everyone that was a part of that project? Right. Are you being fully transparent about it? We don't have the right to know everything about her situation with that album, but if the story is out there for the world, let's be transparent about it. But phenomenal artist, definitely a legend. All the flowers she get is well deserved. But,
absolutely.
If we're having that discussion, I wish it was a little more transparency on what really happened. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. What other artists you got though?
Let's go down south. T.I. or Jeezy?
Jeezy.
Jeezy?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jeezy.
Okay. UGK or Ghetto Boys? Let's go Houston for a second, or Texas.
I would go Ghetto Boys. That's
Face, Bushwick Bill.
Yeah. My Mind Playing Tricks on Me.
Yep.
Yeah, because to be honest, the only UGK song. All right, the only UGK songs I recall really is Big Pimpin' and the album
I Choose You. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. So I can't even name none of y'all songs besides that. So y'all didn't reach me.
That's legitimate.
My Mind Playing Tricks on Me though. You know what I'm saying? That's there. And I go back and revisit these albums. Like you know who Lord Finesse is?
I've heard of Lord Finesse.
Digging in the Crates, DITC. Big L.
Yep.
Yeah. So when I think about an artist, or I think about an artist that I like, and I think about the person that put them on, I'll listen to the album and revisit. I think I did put on UGK album after Bum B was on the stand and he testified. So I took another listen. What do you think about that, by the way?
You know what? I
recently,
and I didn't even look into what the incident was. But from what I heard, somebody broke into his house and he ended up
shooting a person. Yeah, they had his wife. Did he snitch though?
I'm on the fence. You're only a snitch. In my opinion, you're only a snitch if me and you go do some dirt and one of us get caught and then I go and tell on you.
Yeah.
This is my family.
But he did tell.
I guess he did tell.
Wait, what situation? Is one situation like Is a situation the exact same thing, and they're saying one person is snitching not. He took the stand. He did tell. He did. I think I don't want to call him a snitch. I don't want to be disrespectful, but yes, you did tell. You won't understand until what happened, right?
Right.
You had to, but you had to do it. But that's what you did. You did. You snitched.
I can't argue with that perspective.
Did he do the right? No. So I think he did snitch. But if you're asking, did he do the right or wrong thing? I think he did the right thing. I'm a civilian. I'm good. I actually can be civilian.
Right.
I'm not gonna put myself in a situation where I need to snitch on somebody. But
I think that's the main point.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just happy to know that I am a civilian. I'm a teacher. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. He didn't put himself in that situation though. That's tough. That's a tough one. Yeah, just stay out of the streets so you don't got to snitch.
That
stay out the streets.
Great perspective. Stay out the streets and then you don't have to worry about that type of stuff.
Yeah, for
absolutely.
Real. What you got?
Who's the king of New York?
Dead or alive?
Either.
The king of New York?
I think New York has a big, like, I can't say it's any big, no, I am going to say this. Probably to me, in my opinion, New York is probably one of the biggest rap markets. And we've had a lot of great talent come out of New York. You mentioned Big L, which was definitely cut short too soon. Big Pun, Jay-Z, Nas, AZ. Yeah,
there's a lot of people. Well, you know, my favorite rapper, I don't know if he's still my favorite, but Big L is my favorite. Like, he's like my automatic. I say he's my favorite. First album I ever bought, Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous. That was the first tape I bought. And then the second one was Drake. I wouldn't put Big L or Big Pun in the king. I'm a little shaky on Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z is in that position to be the king, but like if you're just talking about feet on land,
right.
I feel like 50 would be more of a king of New York than Jay. But then you got Nas. Nas might just have to sit over there and be like an emperor or a prince. Like, but Nas really, I like Nas lyrically over anybody. You know what I mean?
Nas is definitely a heavyweight, and Nas keeps giving us material. Like,
yeah,
you just come back in your late 40s. I don't know how old he is, but
beautiful. Just
album after album after album the last couple of years.
Nah, we got to really that Kings of D's. We got to give him that. That was the first tape I ever listened to. Nas, Illmatic was the first cassette tape I put in. Put it in one, then flipped it, put it on the other side, and then it was Tribe Called Quest. But King is tough though. You know, I would just say 50. I'm feeling 50. I'm feeling like I respect 50 the most out of everybody. He just throughout the years, I feel like he moves like a king as far as feet on land and the business. Yeah, we know Jay is richer, but you know that king need to be respected too. Now we all know people won't respect Jay because of the status now, but I'm talking about like really respect. I think people respect 50 more than they respect Jay-Z. I just got that feeling. Like if you go to the trenches right now, if Jay walking around and 50 walking around by themselves.
Is Jay in the conversation, spinoff question, is Jay in the conversation if he doesn't marry Beyonce?
Yeah.
You still think so?
Yeah, I think so. That's just, you know, that was a king move.
Absolutely.
He grabbed the queen.
Absolutely.
But
I think that was for the sake of entertainment. Like, I got one of the top rappers. You have to marry the top artist.
It's weird. I want to say it's a match made in heavy, but you know, we got Camel Face and we got. Let me not play with Jay. let me not play with Jay. It made sense though, but I think him being with Beyonce helped his business.
Absolutely.
But then again, if he didn't get with Beyonce, would he have, you know, reached that level? So yeah, I don't know, but I got 50 over Jay. It's a lot of New York got a lot of people, man. But yeah, those are top ones though. Yeah. Oh, what about Big Daddy Kane?
Kane is from here.
Kane not from New York?
Well, he might be from New York, but he's here now.
Where he at?
Kane is in Raleigh.
Let's go holler at him, make a music.
Boy, I wish I knew
Let's
him
go. Let's
personally.
hit him up. Yeah,
Absolutely.
you want to
But
shoot a video?
Kane is in North Carolina now.
Dang, that's what's up.
And I think that's like when we talk about iconic legends of the hip hop game, yeah, you definitely, because a lot of these artists got their style from Kane.
Kane, that dude.
Like,
and he still got it too.
Kane, I seen a freestyle. He did a NPR, didn't he? He did the Tiny Desk.
Something like that. Yeah. He just spit something. Shan fell off. I wish things were, and I think drugs hit like a David Ruffin. Like, you know, you got people that's lit. But then I listen to MC Shan album. He got a couple. You gotta go for yours. You better get mine. He got some slaps MC Shan. But I listen. I'm like, he not like that. You know what I mean? Like, right. I will listen to your tape and then see. Like, I'm not a hip hop historian, but I know a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just grew up in the era of it, so like I said, we like what we like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
What's up with the North Carolina like hip hop? Like, you got I'll hear P.D. Pablo and J. Cole.
I mean, North Carolina is a melting pot. I think because we're in the middle of America, so you just get people coming. I think the cost of living has always been less in certain areas in North Carolina, so you just get people coming from all around. Mm-hmm. So you get a real eclectic sound. Mm-hmm. And we discussed this on the podcast once or twice. Like, what is the North Carolina sound? I don't think you could identify one, because you get a sound like a J. Cole who's heavily influenced by New York, but then you have a P.D. Pablo, which is very country and like that's a great question, actually. That's a great question.
So top 5 artists though. Who's your top 5 from North Carolina?
From North Carolina? Oh man. And I absolutely appreciate you asking me questions in the interview.
Yeah, absolutely.
But biggest top 5 artists from North Carolina, I would probably have to say, in no particular order.
Okay.
Cole is definitely one. Mm-hmm. Pablo, because of the whole movement. Mm-hmm.
We doing the baby in
Black
there?
Sheep.
Black Sheep.
Black Sheep. That's absolutely.
I heard of Black Sheep.
So Drez was from New York, I believe. But the producer, Mr. Long, is actually, he has roots in Sanford.
Okay.
So definitely one of the, to me, a global iconic song with You Can Get With This. The Choice Is Yours. That's the name of the record. Mm-hmm.
Who's the Black Sheep?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Baby is good. Baby is good. I think Baby had a great run. Whether I would put him in my personal top 5, I don't know, because
it's still early. It is kind of
subject matter.
Yeah.
Like, you were, I don't want to say an industry plant, but definitely your sound. I remember Baby when he was doing the South by Southwest, and you know, he was the antics, like really walking out there in a diaper because you're trying to get the attention, right? So
that's nasty work. I hope he had.
Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy. I hope he had drawers on. Like, what he just?
I don't know.
I hope, bro. Like, but like, I'm just like, come on, no, hold on. I hope you got sneakers, just a diaper?
Yeah.
Did you have a shirt on?
No, he was in a diaper. He was really in a diaper. He was the baby.
I can't do that yet. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. But yeah, yo, it's weird because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of artists from North Carolina.
Which is crazy because there's a bunch of artists from North Carolina. A bunch of artists from North Carolina.
But you got people like
Lil Brother. Definitely had to put them in there.
I never heard of Lil Brother.
Never heard of Lil Brother?
How the song go? I probably heard.
I know one of the albums was called The Minstrel Show, but you definitely for
Lil Brother,
like
put that on my thing.
Think Tribe Called Quest, or the more conscious rappers, but yeah,
it sounds familiar. But
Lil Brother.
What about the guy Piedmont? So you know the Piedmont Blues, the mural.
I've seen the mural.
So you had Piedmont. Oh boy. So Piedmont Blues is 2 guys. Oh, Pink and Floyd. Pink Floyd. Floyd Patterson and Pink Anderson. No, no. So I got a woman way over town. She digs on me.
Okay. The Ray Charles joint. Well, I guess Ray Charles ended up singing it.
He sampled the guy, one of the guys from so they're not Pink Floyd, but Pink Floyd got their name from them. So Pink and Floyd, 2 guys.
Nice.
Had a band, but the one guy, I think he's not from North Carolina, but he ended up coming here Ray Charles sampled him, but those two, and the guy that's from Sanford, they got him bigger. You see him, he's larger on the mural. Definitely check out that Piedmont Blues mural.
I'm definitely gonna have to look into it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, that blew my mind. I love doing my research. I'm like, wait, Ray Charles sampled a song from this, you know what I mean? So that's heavy.
Heavy.
For sure.
I don't even know if I have a fifth, honestly.
Moray?
No. And I would. So for me, I wasn't even really a rap guy. I grew up R&B. I was a singer. I was a lover. So if I had like if we said musicians, then it would have to absolutely be Jodeci, Casey, Haley.
They from
JoJo.
there?
Absolutely.
Oh,
they were from a little small town outside of Charlotte, I believe. But yeah, I would have to put them. They might have been my number one, just because like Jodeci was everything for me in school.
See, now That's
where I got my game from. Bro.
I gotta look up musicians from North Carolina because it kind of blows my mind. And I kept asking, it depends on who you asking though, because the students that's at my school, they're from like interesting, places in North Carolina.
It's 100 counties in North Carolina. Like
when I talk to them, I'm like, yo, who does music? I'm just like, yo, call somebody. You got
right.
I was at the point where I would ask a student, hey, do you make music? Do you know someone make music? I would, if the song is right, I'll just do a video for you just because I can show y'all what I get into.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So, but that never happened. They showed me one video of an artist that shot a video like downtown Sanford, and it looked kind of cool. And I'm like, I'll work with them.
Do you remember his name?
Some light skinned kid with like a curly Sideshow
bob. Oh man, Billy Bands.
Yeah.
Billy Bands. Yeah.
Yo, hi.
Because I shot that video.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Yo, what?
Yes, sir.
That's what's...
You probably talk about the Drop Top record.
Yo.
Yeah.
Billy How about... Bands. I watched that video. Yeah, I watched that video. That's crazy. So what's up with him? How he doing? I was asking.
Last time I checked, I think Billy is in Texas. He started a clothing line, Misfits. Don't give me the line, but yeah, something Misfits. Triple M, something like that. I think that was the name of his label.
Nina Simone, George Clinton, Max Roach.
Oh man, see, I'm finna get roasted. Nina Simone is from North Carolina, and I didn't mention that name.
Yeah, Nina Simone, George Clinton, Max Roach, John Coltrane. Yeah, John Coltrane.
Coltrane is from North.
Eric Church.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get roasted on this interview. Well, we putting it out anyway.
J. Cole, Everett Brothers, Etta Baker, Andy Grip. Well, that's not. These just people. Petey Pablo, Floyd Council.
Floyd Council.
He's from Sanford. Jodeci. Yeah, they got Jodeci. Rhapsody.
Yeah. Yeah, rap is from North Carolina.
Fantasia.
Greensboro. Yeah.
What the? Dang. Yeah, y'all.
North Carolina is deep.
Clay Aiken.
Yeah. Country music. He was, what was it, American Idol or something?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I remember Clay Aiken.
Yeah. Scotty McCreery. I probably just butchered his name, but yeah.
McQuarrie?
Yeah, I think he was on one of them shows, American Idol or The Voice, one of them.
What university did you go to?
What university did I go to?
Yeah, you said you got your bachelor. Oh, Full Sail.
No, I went to Full Sail.
Full Sail. Okay. I went to Lincoln University, and one of the buildings I lived in was called McQuarrie. Just random. Nice. Lincoln University was the first degree granting HBCU.
Okay.
So, Cheney was a college, university, so they can get like post high school education at Cheney. But Lincoln, we were the first to start handing out degrees in 1854. So,
nice.
Fun fact. But a lot of people argue who was the first. Cheney definitely was that post high school institution first. Right. But Lincoln was giving out degrees first. So,
Bro, this has been the most educational interview I've ever done. We absolutely got to bring you back. Like,
I'm in education, you know what I'm saying? I better know a little something.
Take the show over. Like,
I appreciate you, man.
We got to have that level of fact checking and just knowledge. Like, we talk about stuff, not to say we don't research what we talk about, but yeah, you different, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we gotta be, problem solvers. You gotta troubleshoot. You gotta do your research. You gotta, fact check. That's my thing, man.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm here for.
Let the people know where they can find you, the music wise. If they wanna, we ain't even shouting out the school because we ain't gonna let people into the business like that.
I don't want to mix I'm in education. I try not to mix up, my creative stuff because I am a teaching artist. Shout out to my school. Y'all know who y'all are. But I'm Film Picasso, King Casso. So You can find me at King Casso TTB on Instagram if you want to check out the music. I'm just building that page up, so I'm trying to get the numbers up. 2/3 Films is my production company, so 2/3 Films. You're going to see all of my music videos shot by 2/3 Films. Any short films I do, any feature films I do is going to be under the 2/3 Films umbrella. But again, I'm Film Picasso, 2/3 Films. I just tapped that mic too. Shout out to this mic.
You good.
But yeah, check me out. What's my new? I just dropped Monopoly. Yeah, King Casso Monopoly is out now. Find a Way, that's a hot one, is out now. Vacation is out now. I got a couple more tracks coming, and I'm looking to collab if the music right. We just want to. I don't want drill music to end, but let's just switch the narrative up. And if we're going to do drill music, let's switch it up though. You know what I mean? We lost a lot of people, and if you ever lost a friend or a family member, you know how it is to even hear someone rap about the death of a loved one. So let's clean things up. And there's nothing wrong with making drill music, and it's not necessarily translating to what's actually going on in the streets. Let's just change the narrative. That's all.
Oh, OnSight.